Benjamin salute me. Haters want to shoot me. Kool-Aid in their veins.
We are back. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. We're on the line with Mark. And Mark, what you're telling me is this woman lives across the street from a city project where they are redoing the sewer, making repairs, and because she owns that property and she would have the ability, if she wanted to put another property on it, they're charging her $4,000 for these repairs?
Yeah, Jason, that's basically the case. What it is since the adjacent street is being having the sewer repaired on it, and yeah, her lot's on the corner, and her house isn't hooked up to that sewer. It's hooked up to the other street sewer. However, since her lot's big enough to build another house on, which would hook up to the being repaired sewer at this time, or if she sold it to another person and they decided at that point to build a house on it, that would use the other sewer. And the city's telling her, well, we can't predict the future, and that's exactly the point. We can't predict the future. We don't know if somebody's going to build a house there or not, and up until somebody does, that should be a service fee that's paid for at the time of build that, that could be applied in the future. That's ridiculous.
I agree 110%, especially in the housing market, and I'm reading articles where they're saying that they may have to bulldoze 40% of major cities.
It's ridiculous, and I have a solution to this. And the story gets actually even more crazy. Dawn's a single mother of 2 kids, one of which has seizures and has to wear a helmet. I swear to God, hand to God, Jason, I am not making this up.
I've known a couple of the kids that wear the helmet. It's not just a bad joke. There are kids that have to wear
it. It's completely true. And solution is because, we have the We Are Change thing going. Let's help this woman, change the situation, and she can't afford, $4,000 or $5,000 for a sewer repair. The Public Works Director, his name is David Patek. His contact number is 920-236-5065. Again, 920-236-5065. The mayor is Mr. Paul Esslinger. His contact info is 920-426-9750. Again, 920-426-9750. Everybody, I'm just...
Mark, throw out your contact information and what chapter We Are Change you're with, too, so people can get a hold of you that way.
Oh, absolutely. My contact info is... my MySpace is myspace.com/triple-helix. Triple is spelled with 2 P's. The letter L's in the 2 words are the number 1, and there's an underscore between the 2 words. Otherwise, my email is extremely simple. It's MJUNGWIRTHS email@gmail.com. It's just my last name, email. At gmail.com.
All right, I thank you for the call, buddy. Those are tough emails and MySpaces. I'm not going to lie. Those are good points, though, and hopefully people will come to your aid. I'm glad you're getting involved with your local city council. Lenny in New York. Lenny, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, these movies like 28 Days Later, 20 Weeks Later, the pen level is like 6 in those movies, so you got to break it down like that.
No. So it's level 6 in I Am Legend. Which is based on Omega Man. Yeah, no, level 6 is it, and they did it quietly. They ran some beta tests, and I don't know when they're getting ready to strong-arm the populace, but it's bad news, Brown, that we're putting international law above our sovereignty over piggy flu. Am I wrong? It's not even pig flu. Again, it has swine flu, it has avian flu, and it has human flu in it, and we've had top scientists in this country say, yeah, it will be really easy to explain if it leaked out of a lab. But it would always have to be accidentally leaked. See, they would never, ever release it on the populace, even though the CIA in the 70s released African swine virus in Cuba, and it was reported on back in the day. No one talks about it.
Oh, it's an accident.
Oh, everything's an accident. What else you got for me, Lenny?
Not much. Just you're doing a great job, and take it easy, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Courtney in Toronto. Courtney, you're on the line. Yes, Courtney.
Hi. I was just going to call and tell you about my my story with prescription medication.
Okay.
For antidepressants. Okay, a year after I had my son, I was having a hard time falling asleep at night. So I went to my family doctor, and he put me on Cipralex, which is an SSRI. And it wasn't working for me, so I went back, and he sent me to a psychiatrist who then told me I'm bipolar after seriously talking to me for 5 minutes. I was in his office for 5 minutes. He's like, oh, you're definitely bipolar. And I said, oh, really? Why is that? And before he got into a little bit more detail, he's like, well, I could tell right away as soon as you walked in that you were bipolar. I'm like, really? How's that? And he's like, I could tell by your clothes.
Oh, your clothes tell people that you're bipolar.
I'm like, what's up with my clothes? He's like, you're dressed in extremely vibrant colors. I'm like, okay. And so he put me on, the first doctor had me on an antidepressant and an antipsychotic. Mm-hmm. Then they switched me to lithium and a mood stabilizer. I had my baby. 5 weeks later, I was 126 pounds with no exercise. I was naturally a very small person all my life.
Mm-hmm. So you're telling me you put a lot of weight on just from using these drugs? Did we drop her? Oh, I was enjoying that. Courtney, call back in some other time. I'd really love to hear the rest of your story. Let's go to Saitor in Indiana. Saitor, you're online.
Bermas.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Got 2 questions for you, man. I have a lot of respect for Dennis Kucinich, man, but is he drinking the Kool-Aid? Because he just signed on to the Audit the Fed bill yesterday, and you haven't really heard anything about him coming out, saying anything about Obama, and then he gave that big speech at the DNC. And then also, this Mark Levin guy, who seems like he's like this super constitutionalist, but he won't even utter the words Ron Paul, and then he has this book out, Liberty and Tyranny, a Manifesto, and then you got Glenn Beck coming out with Common Sense. I mean, give me a break.
No, the common sense. Let me respond to the last part of that first. The common sense thing is disgusting. Jumping on the bandwagon of Thomas Paine's Common Sense, which was all about liberty and freedom. This monster is basically jumping on the bandwagon of common terminology, trying to bring even more people into his little world of pseudo-patriotism. He's really the guy they're using to hijack the patriot movement. He's the one they're using to go after the Ron Paul supporters that don't see the bigger picture, that don't know about eugenics, that don't understand 9/11 was an inside job, and he's trying to co-opt those people. As far as Dennis Kucinich, I was really disgusted with the way that he treated Barack Obama at that fake State of the Union address months ago. I am happy to hear that he just signed on to H.R. 1207. How many co-sponsors does that have now?
Last I seen was 222, if not 5.
Yeah, it was 222 last night when we did the show, and if he signed on today, or if it was yesterday, I guess he could have been part of that 222. I hope for good things with Dennis. I wish that I had more time with Cindy Sheehan, because I wanted to get her take on Dennis Kucinich, because to me, he did seem like one of the more genuine, if you will, Democrats that was working with her in the quote-unquote anti-war movement. But I just thought the interview with her went great. I mean, she totally blew the doors off the left-right paradigm. Go ahead.
She seems like she kind of has a little defeatist attitude, which I can completely understand, but Pelosi's disapproval rating's above 50% now, and her approval rating's in the 30s. So, I mean, this could be the year of the third party, or, next year, and I really...
Well, that's what Salente is really predicting, and you know what? I respect Gerald Salente, and trendsresearch.com is a great website. I hope he's correct. Let's go to Robert. Oh, I'm sorry I dropped you there. A little indigestion.
Hey.
Yes, Robert.
Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
All right, I infiltrated the Snake Glenn Beck's radio channel. I got by his screener this morning.
Awesome.
And I dropped a sneak attack info bomb on him. I basically confronted him about the nanothermite that was found at the World Trade Center wreckage, and he called me a freak. Kind of got him mad because he didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But I have the video up on my YouTube account on my channel. And my channel is called Funkmaster 5, FUNKMASTER5VE. No numbers, just Funkmaster 5. And you guys can see it there. I put a little presentation on it. And, we got to punch this guy back because he's coming after us. He's trying to discredit us.
How long do you have to wait on the line to get on his show?
I wasn't on too long. I was on probably like 30 minutes or so.
So that's not too bad. I mean, obviously, you got to get in there, and like Mark Dice says, if you call right before the program...
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about your show. No, I had to wait about an hour and 20 minutes to get on his show, but I wouldn't give up.
Yeah, it's usually a little bit tougher on those ones. Hey, as long as you did it, man, that's the way to go. Hopefully, we'll play it on Monday night's Infowarrior. I'll check it out over the weekend. I thank you for your work. Steven in Texas. Steven, you're on the line.
Yeah, hey, good evening, Jason.
How you doing, Steven?
Good. Hey, first of all, I was thinking we need to start calling him Glenn Bunk because that's what he's so full of, man. This guy is...
No, it's pretty much it. He just spews lies and hate, and he tells a little bit of truth about the Federal Reserve System, just a little bit, not even the whole truth, probably like maybe 70 to 80% of the truth, and people are jumping on his bandwagon like no other.
Yeah, a couple things real quick. First of all, follow up on last night. I was talking to you about, that I do health insurance, and, they're really pushing to make this mandatory for everybody and penalizing them if they don't. Now, think about this. Here earlier you did this great interview with that lady about the antipsychotic drugs, and et cetera. And I run into so many people in the job I do that are on these medications, because they've been diagnosed with this made-up malady through Freudian psychology, which is one of the biggest farces out there. But, okay, so they make this mandatory. So now, of course, they have standards of so-called health and wellness.